Hi everyone, hope you're well. This is CoinsKid. Just going to dive into Vechain. Once again, thank you for your continued support. Really do appreciate everything you do to contribute towards the growth of CoinsKid here. Sharing is caring. Thank you for all your comments, your likes, your shares, everything you do. Okay, so we've got a Patreon group right now and it's absolutely blowing up. There's loads of people in there, good community, lots of great content going in there from the CoinsKid team there. So you do definitely check that out if you've got some time, okay, and get involved in that community. Lots of answers, lots of questions being answered and everything in there as well. So it's all good, it's golden. So right now you can see that Vechain is just basically crabbing, isn't it? It's going sideways. It's got really boring for some, and I have seen a lot of comments, people saying, "Oh, I've had enough now. I'm going into Ethereum or something like that." Well, good luck to you if you do that. But I assure you, just going through a consolidation range where it's going to get a bit choppy, and you can see basically it's forming this beautiful bull pennant. Look at this. It's starting to form it, isn't it? Like up, down, up, down. I tell you what, in a few weeks we could potentially pop out of this. Now, one thing I want to show you, I've never shown you before, okay, is the 8-hour time frame. This is a really good thing moving forward. I'm going to show you something, this little trick. Okay, so on the 8-hour is a really good thing to look at. Basically, it gives you an optimal entry point. Okay, on the MACD, this is the MACD just here. Do you see this? The optimal entry point for any crypto project, okay, that you're looking to buy in is when the lines, you see these lines, okay, these signal line and you move an average line here, when they're under the histogram here, under the equilibrium line, you see this, the center line. So basically, when they're under that, they're the optimal places to get involved in these projects. Okay, whenever you see it under that and it forms a bullish cross, do you see that? Just there, optimal place to get involved. Just like here, look how high this is. That when it's really overextended like that and really like taking off into space, that's a massive sell signal. Basically, that's a big take profit signal. Basically, now really optimal place to get involved, obviously, is this position here where you're under the histogram, and this is the same for any chart. Okay, on any time frame, if you're looking to flip in and out, look at the MACD. Whenever there's a bullish cross under the histogram like that on these lines, the signal line and the moving average, okay, when you get the bullish cross like that, that's a really good entry point. And you can see from there you entered. When you start to go too high, you take profit, okay, and obviously you come back down, but you didn't fall under. But here, just here, what an entry point. And that might be coming for Vechain. You might have another opportunity here where this starts to come back down under the lines, and that might be the last kind of dip for Vechain before continuation in the bull market. Okay, and that would be actually down here towards the support line of this bull pennant that it's got going on for Vechain. So effectively, in the MACD, what we're looking for a maximum optimal entry, in my opinion, not financial advice, but we are painting some kind of bull pennant on the weekly, right? So if we don't fall any deeper and we do sort of adhere to this level of support right now for Vechain, which is good, over the next few weeks, then it could provide a really good entry point for those not actually involved in Vechain. It's what I'm trying to say. So come to your 8-hour charts. If you start to see the lines like this, okay, the blue line and the orange line come down like this and go under the histogram like this, okay, and they start to curl, and then you start to get that point there where you get the bullish cross on the 8-hour time frame, just like there. That's a good entry point, because look, you can see just here, this was this point here when you got the bullish cross. Do you see that? What an entry point, because from there, when it formed that particular bullish cross right there, you would be up roughly, well, it went up, didn't it, when it pumped 59%, but you could be currently 32%. And I do think that if Vechain is adhering to this key level of support, because it looks like it is, doesn't it? It's forming a bull pennant, that's what I'm trying to say. So if you do something like this over the next few weeks and form this bull pennant before actually breaking out to the upside towards 40 cents, which we've told you about, then this particular dip down here where you're going to get this bullish cross could be the optimal entry for Vechain, and you might not see it any lower than this in this bull run. That's what I'm trying to get at, okay? And we might not get that dip down to that sort of 12 cents, 9 cents, 10 cents sort of area, unless we get a capitulation event again in Bitcoin. And again, do keep an eye on the equilibrium here and the MACD. Do keep an eye on the MACD down here, the lines, if it do start to form that bullish cross, because if it does capitulate, you will just see the blue line go down like this, and you see the orange line go down like this. But wherever it starts to curl like this, entry point. Okay, remember that 8-hour. It's a little tip. So anyway, enough rambling on. It's looking relatively strong, is Vechain. It's going through this consolidation range, okay? It's looking relatively healthy and relatively strong. And like again, if you do get that opportunity down there, you know, you're not involved in Vechain, then certainly look to take a position in Vechain, because it is mega bullish. But it's the trouble is, like I've said to you, it's gone up so quickly It's just got overextended and it's waiting for the EMA. You can see where the EMA is right now, the 20 EMA, and a lot of projects got overextended. They're waiting for the EMA to bounce and catch up. Got the kiss. See you later, alligator. They've started. They've come out the trap, so to speak. Cardano is one of those. So it's looking relatively good. And like I said to you, look, when that particular event happens as well, as you start to come down more, you're getting the RSI coming down as well. And yeah, just optimal entry point basically moving forward. Right now, personally, I would not be buying Vechain at this particular position. Not financial advice, but you can see effectively if it does adhere to this level of support, it's still got further to come down to retest it in this kind of bull pennant that it's got going on for Vechain. So I'm just going to dive into the 4-hourly time frame right now for Vechain. Yeah, so looking at Vechain on the 4-hourly time frame, then you can see you are in a bit of a downtrend effectively on the 4-hourly. Like I said to you, it's one big massive bull pennant on the weekly, okay? You're hitting resistance, you're hitting support, resistance, and potentially you may come back down to this level of support to test it. There is a bit of a pattern there, which is a bit of a continuation pattern. I will show you this right now, okay? It's because you've come back on yourself, obviously. This is what you do. I'm going to teach you something, okay? With any crypto, any project, obviously I give you this particular target here, this breakdown here, hit it, nail on the head to the cent, okay? Absolute perfect. Trade that I've given you off this double M top pattern where it broke down, lost support, boom. And I know a lot of people put a long in there, okay? And what you do, you buy support and you sell resistance. Right now you can see it's come up in at resistance, which was a 55. So that's where you take your profit, okay? Don't be greedy. You're flipping and out. It's called swing trading, effectively. So you've took your profit because it's hit its head and rolled. So right now what you do, you sell resistance, you buy support. So right now you've opened a little short on resistance. Do you see that? And you're currently trading down. You're actually in profit because it's hit its head on resistance, and you're currently 3.71% up with the prospect of actually coming back down to test this as a double bottom. Do you see that? Which is a 12% short opportunity right there for Vechain, because that's what you do. You buy support, you sell resistance. So right now for Vechain, you can see there's a little bit of a pattern there that you may start to see it come back to where it came from, at least, okay? But there is a bit of a continuation pattern. I'll just have a quick look at this. So effectively what you've got going on there is this kind of bear flag. Do you see this, where you sort of broke down, you start to come back up, and then you've fallen out of the pattern, so to speak? And there is a breakdown target, obviously. It's where you came from, but there is an extension of that as well, from there down to there, like that. And if you was to see Vechain sort of continue to sort of roll over, this is where you might see it actually come down to this sort of support line on the weekly to retest it as support in the bull pennant. Do you see that? So what you might have here, if Vechain does continue to roll, you might have a little opportunity there of around about 11% down to at least test this particular level of support. So I would personally put some cheeky bids in down there, okay, just in the hope that, you know, that it does roll down there, and that would be a little bounce there for Vechain, where I would expect it to bounce and start to come back up in this kind of bull plan that it's got on the go for itself on a weekly time frame. So you seize these opportunities where you can, basically, and obviously, as you see, the more you sort of trade in and out of this apex there, the more towards the apex you're going to start to pop out, you know, towards when is that? Let's have a look, see if we can see. That's sort of, where are we? May. I'm on the daily, the 4-hour. Yeah, towards like sort of another week or so, so to speak, another couple of weeks, just like what I said, it's going to go on for a few weeks, okay? If we do now start to get back above, like I said yesterday, you can see that you're rolling, okay? Look, you're rolling like this, do you see that? So you need to come down to test a key level of support, and right now this particular trend line is your support line that we need to hold if you do start to see it come down. That's why you go come to your charts, draw your support line, and you see if it does roll and it holds it, beautiful. Okay, if it does start to fall for it, then obviously you're looking at further downside for Vechain just there, because you're falling out of the trend, the pattern. You see that? So if Vechain now picks up, gets a level of support and starts to get above these EMAs on the 4-hourly, because you're in a bearish cross on the 4-hourly time frame at the moment. You've created a bearish cross. Do you see that? Bearish cross. So if you remain under that, obviously downtrend, you know that, but if you do start to pick up and get back above and you do bounce on it, then definitely look at a little long there up to test this level of resistance at least, and that would actually be a long from that position of roughly 16% for Vechain right there. So good luck with anybody involved in Vechain. At the moment it's frustrating, I know that, but it's basically consolidating, but it is forming a beautiful pattern on the weekly time frame that obviously I've said to you, if it does break down and it holds support, comes back up, this is all trade tradable. Like I said to you, you buy support, you sell resistance effectively. So that's Vechain. Take care, everybody. Stay strong, stay healthy, stay tuned, and I'll be back tomorrow with another update. Bye bye.